Okay, we're using short division today, probably one of the trickier topics in many ways, and one that not all of us completely got yet, which is fine. So we're going to keep working on it, and we're going to go back a couple of steps and build up to some of the more challenging problems. So 39 divided by 3. Well, hopefully if we saw 39 divided by 3, we'd think of other strategies to solve this mentally. But I want to show you what it looks like as a short division, just so that we're really clear what's going on. So I'm first of all saying, how many 3s go into, or how many times does 3 go into 3? How many groups of 3 can I make out of the number 3? So if I draw that 3, remember it's really 3 tens, well, I can make one group of 3. 1 times 3 is 3. One group of 3 is 3. How many groups of 3 can I make out of 9? Well, let's see, let's draw my 9. I get 1, 2, 3. I can make 3 groups of 3. There are 3 lots of 3 in 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that one's quite straightforward because there's no remainders, there's nothing left over. 3 goes 13 times into 39. 39 divided by 3 is 13. What happens then if we have 129 divided by 3? Well, when I start by saying how many groups of 3 can I make in 1? The answer is none. I can't make a group of 3, can I? I've only got 1. So I'm going to take this 1 here and I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to regroup it. So I've now got 12 tens. How many times does 3 go into 12? Well, we could draw out our groups again, a little array. I've got 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3, exactly 4 groups of 3, nothing left over. And we know 3 goes 3 times into 9. 3, 6, 9. 3 lots of 3 in 9. So the answer, quotient, is 43. What about 133, 9 divided by 3? Let's see what goes on here. Again, we've got the same problem. I've got 1 here. 3 doesn't go into 1. I can't make a group of 3. So I'm going to put that 1 over here. I'm going to regroup it. 3 goes into 13. Well, again, let's draw out our little array. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. And already I'm predicting that 1's going to be left over. I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. Now I can't make a 5th group of 3 because I've only got 1 left over. So I'm going to have to regroup that into the 1's column. So now I've got 19. Again, if we think about 19, well, 3, if I count up in 3s, I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So I've got 6 lots of 3, makes 18. But I've got this 1 left over because I need to make 19, not 18. So I've got a remainder of 1. So the quotient here is 46, remainder 1. And if we draw out our groups, we can see that 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 3, and this remainder here of 1, this 1 left over. So your turn now, pause the video. If you need to draw the groups, really do. If you're finding this very straightforward at the moment, you can skip ahead to later on in this video where we tackle some slightly more challenging questions. Okay, here we go. So 4 goes into 4 1 times. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times. I can make 2 groups of 4. We just prove that. 4, 8. What about here? 168 divided by 4. Well, how many groups of 4 are there in 1? There are no groups of 4 in 1, so I need to regroup. That's the stage sometimes, remember, people forget the regrouping. I can't just leave that one there. I've got to do something with it. 4 goes into 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. Exactly 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 goes 2 times into 8. What about this one? 158. Well, 4 goes into 15. If we draw out our 15, we do groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can see I'm going to have some left over. 1, 2, 3 groups of 4. Which is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. So there's 3 left over. 15 subtract 12 is 3, a remainder of 3. So I'm going to take all of those 3 and regroup them into the next column. Now I'm doing 4 into 38. Well, that's going to be a lot of dots to write out, so you're going to think of a slightly more efficient strategy, which is to count in 4s. And I could do that like this: 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Well, 40 is too far, so 36 is the closest I can get without going over, which is 9 times 4. I just write that underneath so I can check, well, what's the gap between 36 and 38? 37, 38, oh yeah, it's 2. So there's a remainder of 2 left over. Now, this then is more the sort of problem we're aiming at in year 5, when we've got 4-digit numbers that we're dividing by a 1-digit number using short division. So 6 goes into 1, no times. I can't make any groups of 6. So regroup. How many groups of 6 can I make in 12? Well, straight away I'm using my times tables facts. I know 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 6 is 2. How many times does 6 go into 5? Can I make a group of 6? No, I can't. I can make no groups of 6 in 5, because 5 is less than 6, so I need to regroup that 5 over here. I've got to take all, not just 1, take all 5. How many times does 6 go into 52? Well, I know 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 would be 54, which is too far, it's too big. So what's the gap here? What's left over between 48 and 52? Well, if I add 4, I get 52, sorry. So the answer is 208, remainder 4. What about this one? Now, say I wasn't very comfortable with my 8 times table. I'm going to write it down very quickly. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. I've just got that there now so I can refer back to it and not have to think too hard about my 8 times table. So 8 doesn't go into 7. Can't make any groups of 8 out of 7, so I need to regroup that whole amount. Now let's look over here. Well, 72 is the nearest I can get, because 80 have gone too far. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 8. I'm just going to write that underneath. The gap here, the difference then is 2, isn't it? 72 add 2 is 74, so I'm going to regroup. How many times do I go into 20? Well, again, the closest I can get is 16. 1, 2 times 8. 2 lots of 8 is 16, leaving 4 left over. And 43, well, the closest I can get again is 40, because if I got to 48, I've gone too far. 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 40, which leaves me a remainder of 3. 43 subtract 40 is 3. Have a go at these two. Pause when you're finished and come back. Okay, here we go. 1,843 divided by 4. Can't make any groups of 4 out of 1, so I'm going to regroup. 4 goes into 18 4 times, which is 16, leaving a remainder of 2. 4 goes into 24 exactly 6 times, leaving no remainder. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 goes into 3 0 times, is my 3, so I need to leave a remainder of 3. Now again, this one, if you're not really happy with your 9 times table, you might have written this out to help you. But 9 goes into 6 no times. Again, think, here's my 6. I can't make a group of 9 yet, so I'm going to have to regroup. 9 goes into 64 7 times, which is 63. 9 times 7 is 63, leaving 1 left over. 9 goes into 17 only once. If I go to 9 times 2 is 18, which is too far. So that's going to leave me 8 left over. 9 add 8 is 17. And 9 goes into 83 9 times, which is 81, leaving a remainder then of 2. 83 subtract 81 is 2. Not the easiest thing there. The real key is to be thinking about our times tables facts. We know those really well. We're going to be really accurate. I like writing down for instance, 8 times 9 is 72, because then it just helps me to know, oh yeah, what's the difference between 74 and 72? It's 2, so I'm going to regroup that 2 over there. Lots of steps here, lots of places it could go wrong. So if you're struggling with that, give yourself some more questions. Ask an adult to help as well. And really try your very best. So have a go now at your independent task, see how you get on. Don't forget to check your answers at the end.